let me make sure I'm all the way in. Give me a second right here. Yeah, there we go. All right, all right. I got my guy, Bluff City Cowboys. Where you get that from? Is that where you from?
Yeah, I'm from Memphis. They call it the Bluff City, so I wanted to
Oh,
represent
really?
for the home team.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm gonna give you big shout outs for Memphis 10, because I love some 3-6 Mafia.
Yeah.
Them is my dogs for life. I love them for life when I tell you. So shout out to you with the Memphis 10, Bluff City in the house. I got my dog here, and guess what? I've been checking you out from before. I remember I watched you when you said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do this podcast thing. I'm ready to come out and make it happen, and I've been checking you out. You are a super informational guy. Like, you come with information. Like, when I see you in these different groups, especially like the war room and things, I see
Yeah.
people say some things, and then you come in and get some detailed stuff. I'm like, well, damn. You know what I'm saying? Well, damn, he giving detailed about on these players. But man, I've talked a lot. Introduce yourself if nobody knows, and then we're gonna jump right into you, big dog.
All right, man. What's up, everybody? My name is Marcus Jones, coming to you from Memphis 10, Bluff City Cowboy. I got a podcast that airs every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Time with my co-host Lambo. It's called the Cowboy Zone. We just trying to do our thing, talk a little Cowboys football, interact with the fan base, and just get it popping.
All right, you know what it is, man. Let me give a shout out to people in the building jumping in. And then we're going to talk some good Cowboys football, specifically draft, because I haven't got to talk to you about it.
Oh,
Shout
yeah.
out to my dude, KMT. Hey, ho, you know what it is. I love you, dog. The Lunatic in the house. Logan Davis, how you doing? Boo Thang, Stephen Arthur, T Smooth TV, Craig English, Florida Cowboy, how you doing, baby? Wink, what's up with you, baby? Elazar Mendoza. I think I got that right. I hope I did.
You
Queen
did.
QPW311. I'm on a roll. I'm saying all these names nice. I don't usually do that. I usually mess up one name. So hopefully y'all don't come in here with no tricky names. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm not drinking no Kool-Aid, dog. I'm good. I'm good. Shout out to my dog, the Lunatic, for the $2 holla. I miss you, dog. You've been gone for a while, but I'm glad you back up in these feeds. I miss you. I need your love. But we're gonna talk some. We're gonna talk defense for sure in this
Most
draft,
definitely.
and we're definitely going to talk about these defensive tackles. Now, I did a show with Jeff Monday. We specifically stayed on defensive tackle. We talked some linebackers, talked a little bit of corners, but we're going to hit on all these little facets. And I'm going to have you talk to me about these safety, because I haven't really delved into the safeties that deep. I'm going to hit them next week. I've really been staying on these defensive tackles. One thing, everybody, just to know, Mike, what's your boy Chris from BYU, defensive tackle?
Oh, Tonga.
Tonga.
Yeah.
Yes. Just letting you know, my members and everybody, Tonga's going to come out. He'll be out in the morning. And then Tyler Shelvin from LSU will be right after him. Those are two guys that are coming up. So get ready for those. But we talked a little bit off air. What offensive guys have you got to look at? Let's say the offensive line. Have you got to look at any of these guys, like they're talking about the Slaters and the Sewell and the Alex Leatherwood? Have you got to see any of those guys that could possibly be a pick for the Cowboys? Because this is deep, deep tackle draft.
Very deep. It's a deep guard tackle draft.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I noticed about this draft, and a lot of people disagree with me on this,
Mm-hmm.
there are not a lot of pure tackles. A lot of these guys can play some right tackle, and they can also play guard. But in terms of just a left tackle, very thin. Very thin. A lot of these guys are going to be second round rated. Everybody talks about Penei Sewell, just athleticism, top of the charts. People disagree with me a lot on Rashawn Slater. I don't think he's a tackle. I just don't see it. But that's not saying he's a bad player.
Right.
I have him listed as far and away the best guard. I see college Zach Martin when I watch him play at that guard spot.
Mm-hmm.
Short arms, compact guy, super strong, amazing. He just has a little stiffness in his hips. His arms aren't as long. Same thing they said about Zach Martin coming out.
Right.
But you put this kid at left guard, he could be an all-pro this year. That's how good he is.
Okay, so here's the thing, though. If you're talking about Slater like that, but here's the thing: is that a myth about the arms? Because just because you don't have long arms doesn't mean you're not going to be a good tackle in the league. I know it does help because you need those arms to extend to keep those defensive linemen off you. I mean, that's huge. They do need those long arms, but I mean, we've seen Zach Martin go right in a pinch, and he's got short arms, and he was doing that damn thing at the
Right.
left at the left or right tackle position. So I don't know if that's going to hurt him. But if you were to draft him, would they really be pushing him at a guard? And you know how the Cowboys work. Let's say if you drafted a Slater, okay, you know how the Cowboys work, Marcus. They
Yeah.
are not going to put him at no guard when they got Connor Williams and Connor McGovern. They're not going to do that. They're going to push that tackle position on him.
Yeah.
You feel like he's more of a guard. If they were to draft him at 10, would you feel good? Because I don't feel like Kasuel is going to drop to 10.
I don't think he can play left tackle. He could probably get by at right tackle, but I just don't see left tackle in him at all. I could try him at right tackle and feel okay about it, but if you really want to tap into his full potential, you put him at left guard. You let them roll grade inside, and that'll change the offense around just as much as putting him at tackle, in my opinion.
Well, that's not gonna happen. So is he gonna go to tackle? They drafted me going to tackle. He gonna be a Tyron Smith's replacement, and we'd have to see. But I'm gonna look at you. I'm gonna listen to you with that, and I'm gonna go watch some more tape on him. I'm not an offensive line guy as far as, but I do know a little bit what to look at. And
Now,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me say this, because everybody points at the Ohio State game.
Okay.
Great game against Chase Young.
Right.
Go look at the game before that, Wisconsin against Zach Bond,
Mm-hmm.
a pure speed guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you tell me if you like him at left tackle, because he was reaching for his life on multiple occasions. Now,
And
one
go
thing I
ahead.
like about him, he at left tackle, he cheats a little bit in college. And what I mean by that, normally when you play tackle, you normally see him go back into that kick slide to
Mm-hmm.
get that space.
Mm-hmm.
What he does is he'll cheat and come in quick and hit you with that strength and get that arm on you, and then try to reset. That'll work in college.
That's
When
not
you're
gonna
playing,
work in the league.
that's not gonna work in the league when you got
Right.
everybody that's fast.
Right.
That's the only drawback I have of him.
Mm-hmm.
He can get on guys because his feet are good at shuffling and he's strong, but I just can't see him making it against speed rushers on a consistent basis at left tackle.
Well, I definitely could say will agree with you as far as if you did have him at the guard position, him getting to the second level, he would be astronomical because he is super athletic with those feet and he will get out there. If you got a tackle leading and he's coming behind him, he's going to be right on that ass because
Right.
he's super athletic and he will get physical with you. So we'll see. I don't think Slater will be the choice at 10. I think people are talking and talking, but I just don't feel like they're going to do that. Just how I feel, in my opinion. I don't know where they're going to go with 10, to be very honest with you, but I just don't feel like Slater will be the choice. That's just me. Would I be mad? No. But would I be happy?
Right.
We need a tackle and we need a left tackle. But as you said, he nasty.
This draft is not very strong at the top end. So when I'm looking at guys, I'm looking at who I think can be a Pro Bowl or an All Pro. He checks that box at guard. It's not the spot we need, but if we want to just get the pure best player that we think can put him in that spot for the next 8 years and go to a couple Pro Bowls, All Pro teams, that's one of the guys I would look at.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. Just off the top, and we're gonna jump on some other things. Just off the top, is there any other offensive lineman, not early, that you'd be feeling like, okay, if we snatched him a little later, I'm feeling good. We get some defensive players, get this guy on the offensive line, and you didn't draft him early. I feel good about him. Is there anybody out there that you like?
We didn't even talk about this before, but I get excited about this guy.
Okay.
Walter Little from Stanford.
That's what I've been hearing a few people talking about him late.
Yeah.
Tell me about him. Why do you like him?
Walter Little, 6'7", 320 pounds, great hips, great feet, long arms. The two drawbacks to him are, number one, he hasn't played a lot because he started as a true freshman. He tore his Achilles in his sophomore year. Last year, he decided to sit out in 2020. So you're not getting a lot of experience with him. but we just have to hope Tyron Smith can hang on for another year until this kid gets his legs under him. Again, experience and then that injury I just talked about. Those two things are probably make him slide to day 3, but this kid has second round talent at the left tackle position. If you were to clone what you want at left tackle, this kid has it all. And he comes from Stanford, so you know he's smart.
You know he's smart, and the good thing about that is, Marcus, is that because of him opting out, because of the injury, now people might not be talking about him like that. You feel me? And then he could slip to the Cowboys later because we need a tackle in this draft for sure.
Yeah.
Dallas must draft a tackle in this draft. That has to happen, bar none. Would you agree with me on that one?
Oh yeah, we have to get a tackle at some point.
Okay.
I like the guys we had last year, but none of them are long-term solutions.
Right. At least starters. I think they're good as backups, but I'm not putting either one of those guys as the starter and say, let's cook and let's roll with these guys. I'm not doing that at all. I don't feel good about that. So, all right. So we're gonna talk about some defense now, big dog. We talked about some offensive linemen, but me and you gonna talk specifically defensive tackle. Now I talk defensive.
Know where it's going.
Yeah, you know where it's going. You know where it's going. Because me and you talked, and we may have some differences on the defensive tackle. But I will say this now, big dog. When I first talked to you, and you know how it is, you can watch the tape of one time, then you got to watch multiple tapes. You got to watch more. You got to watch more because your initial thought is just that's why they have the all 22 and all those things. Because when you watch their first initial game, you're like, oh man, he ain't good. It's almost like listening to a dope album. That first time you listen to that album, you're like, man, it's all right. Then you listen to that album like 5 times. You're like, this motherfucker classic.
Right.
You feel me? So sometimes you got to go back and watch the tape. So me and you had a disagreement on Aleem McNeil.
Yeah.
You had him rated way low. Tell me why is that? Because I ain't feeling the low rating. Maybe a little lower, but come on, dog. Why is he so low in your book?
All right. Now, if we're talking one text, I got him right now, 3rd or 4th. I know a lot of people got him like number 1. I've watched more of Aleem McNeil than any other defensive player because of you. and other guys who keep telling me how great he is.
I didn't say he was great.
Well, I've heard a lot of people say he's the number 1 defensive tackle, and I just don't see it.
Yeah, I ain't say he was great now.
Okay. Well, number 1 defensive tackle. I don't see that. Here's the problem I have with McNeil.
Okay.
This is Aleem McNeil. Stand up, Frankenstein, swim to the right. Every single play, that's all he does. He has no counter moves. He immediately stands up. I love the power in his hands. That's what people talk about.
But he's a 1, though.
He's a 1. But he doesn't really give you penetration. And if they double team, I don't know what it is. It's like he has no clue that there's a guy beside the center.
Now, his awareness, I will agree with you. His awareness, like inside the trash, is a little concerning. But you can't tell me when he was going one-on-one with people, they weren't handling him.
No,
you can't tell me he wasn't pushing that pocket when he had one-on-ones. Yeah, on the double team, isn't their job on the double team to hold that pocket so you can keep those linebackers clean for you? And his sophomore year, he had 5.5 sacks. Now, I watched the sophomore year. He's athletic enough, dog, to get up off that line. But I worry about maybe some consistency issues on my end, maybe with him. What do you think?
I like you said, I didn't see it consistently on tape. You turn on North Carolina game, he had 2 sacks. That was a good game. You go through the rest of 2019 and 2020, is everything I just said. Like he plays that nose 0 position. So it's him in the center.
Right.
And he'll get that pop and he'll push that center back, but then he's standing up and he's looking. And if a guard comes, you could pretty much just cancel it. He doesn't do anything else. But if he gets head up on a center, he can do that. And that's not something you're going to see in the NFL. And these guys aren't the athletes he are either. You have to look at that as well.
I get that, but I still feel like he's super athletic though. I mean, I had Connor live say he's the one that kind of turned me on to him. You know, he interviewed him. He said that he used to play baseball. He was an outfielder, 200 some 70 some pounds. He was saying that he thought he was going to run like a 4.7 in the combine. So he's all athletic as hell. I think I just need to see more consistency. I think he doesn't have the awareness inside to where he'll misread things and overrun or go shoot a wrong gap. And guys come off of him. I don't like that, but I do like the potential that he does bring, and he's still young to it. He's still young to the position. And here's my thing. If he slipped to a third round, which I think he could, you gonna tell me you feel bad about him getting him in the third round?
Oh, not at all. I would jump for that.
Okay, second round, you feeling funny?
I'd rather have a couple other tackles over him in the second.
Name them.
Marvin Wilson, number 1.
Okay, I'm cool with you on now. See, and okay, who's your other guy?
I like Jay Tufele. Nobody else really likes him but me.
I just did a video. Okay, good. Now we're gonna talk. I like
All
you,
right.
Marcus. I like you, Marcus. We're gonna talk. Okay, so first let's talk Jay Tufele because let's leave Marvin Wilson alone because I like him. Let's talk Jay Tufele. Now, this my guy, Stelio, shout out to you, 300. He told me, hey, make a video, Jay Tufele, make a video. So I said, all right. So I went, and here's the game I had. I watched multiple games, but the game I did was Notre Dame. And it was great because I like going them against Notre Dame because Notre Dame's offensive line is legit.
Exactly.
And they are on technique, really. And they see what you're doing, and they will take things against you that you do good and use them against you. The thing that I liked about Tufele is, number one, he quick as hell off that line, dog, for that 315, almost 3. He's quick as hell. And quick. And he's got a nice, good club move. He can club you. He's got a good. I seen him do a club rip where so I like because you see these defensive linemen. Some of them come in here, they just come right off the line and just hold. Yeah, this dude is coming in, chop blocking guys off the line of scrimmage. And I seen him. He can see in the trash. Like, he is instinctive enough where he can see where the play is going and he follows it. I like that. And I'm gonna keep it real. And I'm pleased. This is no disrespect. Samoan cats in the middle, dog, they good. You get a Samoan lineman where you see they don't work in the middle, and they play a good 10 years. Now, I ain't trying to draft him all early, but if I think he could slide because he opted out his 2020 season, I think you could definitely get him in a third, in my opinion. I wouldn't be mad at that pick. He has upside too. I think he will get better. I don't think he's plateaued. You tell me about Jay Tufele.
Oh, I agree. And just like you said, that's one of the things I love about him as a player.
And they saying your mic's a little low.
Let me try to change my my mic real quick.
Okay.
Guys, let me know if this is better. I just changed my mic.
All right, yeah, let us know if he's better now.
Keep talking until I check the comments to see what they say.
Yeah.
But the thing I like about Jay is exactly what you said, his awareness.
Mm-hmm.
I want a nose tackle where even if I'm getting double teamed, I can go to my spot, not where you want me to go. I can go to my spot. If I see the players going, if I take a step left and the player's going right, I know how to fight to get to the right side to get in that spot. And that's what he does very well. He has a lot of moves inside. He's very aware of his surroundings, and he knows how to go to the ball. And he plays with his hair on fire quite often, which is something I really like at a D tackle spot.
He plays like you said, is on fire. He plays with a sense of urgency to me, Marcus. He plays like it's his last down. I feel like he's going all out and that's what we need. We need those guys. Now, here's my thing. He's more of the 3 tech. We got a guy in Gallimore I think is going to be really good.
Yeah.
Now, would you get him in the building to push a Tristan Hill? Because this is what I feel about Tristan Hill. I never wanted to throw him away. I said, let's keep him. When people are like, leave him be a buzz. No, let's give him some time. And I thought he was okay. When he got some time, you could see the potential. He got the potential. But I think year 3, dog, you got to do it. And I feel like you got to bring somebody in the building in this draft to say, hey, this is your last stand, Tristan Hill. If you don't do it, this guy is our guy right here.
Yep. I mean,
How
he's
you
in
feel?
year 3. He's in year 3. You only get 4 years with him.
Mhm.
So, if he doesn't give it to you this year, you don't wanna wait till year 4 and get caught with your pants down. So,
No.
you need to bring somebody in here right now that can compete with him, because year 1, we saw awful Tristan Hill. Year 2, we got flashes, but he got hurt. Year 3, we don't know what we're gonna get. So, you don't wanna go into year 4, and then you're trying to figure out what your next step is at that, 3-tech spot. You wanna bring somebody in now that you can put up with them, and I like Jay and Marvin both for that.
Yeah, and I think those guys could be the ones that can move him out the way if he doesn't show improve. Because I think Tufele has. I'm not saying Marvin Wilson is lazy, but I just feel like Tufele just has a motor that Marvin Wilson doesn't. I just
I
feel like
agree.
that in my opinion. And I feel like you're going to get an all out effort every single time with Tufele. There's never going to be taking plays off, no nothing. Now with Marvin Wilson, before I even watched him, big dog, my first thought was when I seen him real quick was, man, I feel like he runs hot and cold. Like one
Yep.
minute he'll be killing you, and the next minute I'm like, where he at? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, that bothers me because I've seen players get in the league where when they get some money, all of a sudden they chill. You know what I'm saying? Like you're doing, like, man, he nasty, but in the game, it's like where he at, dog. You know what I'm saying? And I worried about that with him. Now, I looked at some games, and particularly the North Carolina game is the video I showed where he was nasty, dog.
Mhm.
He was killing them fools. Like he was, dog. He was killing them fools, dog. He got moves. Like
Mhm.
he know what the hell he doing. You feel me? Like when he come off that line, he already trying to get in that back. He got violent ass
Yeah.
hands. He got real violent hands. He's strong up top, and he knows where to go. Like he knows to get in that backfield. He knows getting them ball carriers. He's explosive. He's got a lot of good traits. The
Yeah.
thing I still worry about is the hot and cold. Is he gonna be it all the time? And that's the only thing I worry about, that dog.
Now, when he's hot,
He's super hot.
there's not a defensive tackle better in this draft, not even close.
He's because he know what the hell he doing.
He understands hand placement. He understands explosion. He understands pad level. He knows how to split double teams. Whatever you want from a D tackle, he already knows it. But again,
Yeah.
like you said, it's that hot and cold thing. Now,
Mhm.
for me, I don't know if that's him hot or cold, or is it Florida State? Cover your ears, Mendoza. Florida State is not a good team, and they get down early, and he kind of throws in a towel a little early. I don't know if that's what it is.
Right.
He could have one foot in the league in 2020 because he pretty much knows he showed enough in 2019, and he should have shut it down like a lot of these guys did.
Mhm.
I just don't know. But when he's on, he's on.
See, and here's the thing, I give him props for Duke coming back. I looked at a little bit of his background. He really is deep in poetry.
Yeah.
I
The
like
league
that.
doesn't like that though.
I know the league don't like that, but I do because his nickname is Real Life Goon. So
Mhm.
he ain't no softy. But I
Right.
feel like that does bring, I think that when I see poetry, that tells me you read, your mind, your thoughts, you study. You know what I'm saying? We need guys that come in the building and study these pads and know where the hell they're going and not missed assignments. So I want intelligent guys coming in the building too. And I think he is that. Marcus, I think he does bring that to the table because we got to bring guys the Cowboys have to bring guys in and that not just athletic, not the guys that are studiers, guys that are hard workers, and guys that know these assignments. Because we can all attest to this, Marcus. We've been getting killed year after year after year with blown assignments,
Mhm.
bad communication on the back end, the linebackers. It's like, what is going on here? That needs to stop, and we need to get people that are come in to study, come in to work hard, and
Right.
come in to push people. And I do like that from Tufele. I
Mhm.
worry about that with Marvin Wilson.
I agree 100%.
So
But the other thing about him that I like, if we play him at the nose position, it's not like we're expecting him to be 100% player. So we
mhm,
just have to hope that the 40 to 50% that he plays, he's hot.
mhm.
Because if we get 40 to 50% of Marvin Williams at Marvin Williams, we got a ball player.
Yeah, because he's a dog.
He's a
I
dog.
mean,
Right.
he is a dog, like straight up, he's a dog. And I think the only thing I heard him was that inconsistency. People wondering and still the same thing, like all of us. I think that's what's dropping him. Because if he was dominating like he did his first couple years, they would have been like, well, you know what, he's a top guy and make him a first round grade. But because he didn't do that, maybe that helps us, and he slides to the Cowboys. Because if he slides to the Cowboys, dog, I'm feeling great.
Man,
if you scooped him, now here's another guy I want to throw out because I like him too, dog. Your boy from Washington. Levi Ozarike.
Ozarike, yeah.
I like him now. We know he's not the traditional guy.
Yeah.
Because he's undersized to like 290 maybe, but he's an athletic specimen. I told him his body type reminds me of Jay Ratliff, undersized. We didn't think he could play that, and he went in there and did it. And when he was at Washington, dog, he was playing 0 and 1 by himself. Feel me? In the 3-4, taking double teams all the time and handling his business, getting in there, getting moves. What do you feel about him?
I like him as a player, like you said. He was playing way out of position, similar to Neville Gallimore in college, because they had him playing some nose for a year or so.
Right.
I still think he's a 3-tech. I wouldn't play him at the nose in the pros. No. If we could get him in here, he'd be a great guy to compete at that 3-tech spot. I wouldn't even consider putting him at the 1-tech though. But
where would you want to draft him?
Oh man. Now here's the thing about that.
Okay.
Because when I look at the defensive guys and I look at all of them, I don't see first round guys, but I see a ton of guys who have second round talent. Now the question is, there are only 32 spots in the second round. How many of them are actually going to go in the second? I don't know which position is going to be the odd man out. I feel like just by the history of the league, it'll be the third round. So I could see a guy like this possibly fall into the third round. But I don't think I could take him at 44.
And you know what? You know what's funny, Marcus, about this draft? We always complained about getting a high pick, but now we're in a funny position. This 10th pick is so damn funny. And 10th and 44 are funny as hell. You know why?
Yes.
Because you're sitting there like, there's going to be quarterbacks taken. What's really going to fall at 10 and who's they're going to be players there. And what you going to do? And then when you get to that 44, you're going to look at a defensive tackle, Marcus. That's what's going to happen. You're going to see one of the defensive tackles. You're going to be sitting there thinking, like, if we don't pick him, is he going to be gone next round?
Right. It might be a safety there that we like. We need a safety. A ton of corners. Ton.
Yeah. Would you go corner first?
Oh, man. You mean first round or
first round? First round. First pick.
Oh, man. It's only 2 corners I like at that spot.
Who? Surtain and Farley?
Actually, Farley and
Horn,
yeah.
Okay.
And let me tell you why.
I ain't hating because I'm scary about Surtain. I don't disrespect Surtain. I'm not hating on him at all. I promise you, but I just feel something about him.
Let me say a couple things about Surtain.
Okay.
And hopefully the people in the comments can feel me on this.
All right.
First of all, if his name was Patrick Smith from Auburn, we wouldn't be looking at him as the consensus number 1 corner. If you look at his tape objectively, he's a good player. I'm not taking that from him. But if you looked at his tape and at Bama, you wouldn't say this is my consensus first corner. Number 2, I like him as a player. If you just want to get you, okay, this is a nice zone cover 3 corner. He's the best one of the lot. If you want to take him, I have no problem with it. The only issue I have is I can name you 5 guys off the top of my head who you could probably get in the second or third round with the same measurables, probably had similar production. They came from big schools, and you could take them second or third round, and they would probably be just as productive as a Surtain. What Farley and Horn give you are shutdown capabilities. Like, Farley is a freak athletically. 6'2", probably going to run a 4.3. He played limited in college, but when he did play, he was locking it up. Horn has that prototypical shutdown corner look in terms of 6'1", big body that can take on a big guy, fast, has that dog mentality. I've seen him go inside out, which is something none of our corners can really do right now. So those two guys, if you wanted to go away from we're just going to play cover 3 and do what we do, they have the potential where we could say, you know what, Horn or Farley, you just follow Trayvon Diggs all game. Or you go follow what's the receiver in Washington, their best receiver, Terry McLaurin.
Oh, Terry McLaurin.
You follow McLaurin and we'll work the scheme around what you do with him. Those guys have that kind of potential. And I feel like if you're going to take a corner at 10, you don't just want a guy that I can say he's a good zone corner. That's my only feeling with him.
You know what? You was preaching some good shit right there, big dog. Like you was preaching some real stuff right there. Like, cause I feel you on everything you just said. I feel you 100%. I wanted to disagree with you. I was listening. I was like, let me look in here and see what I could pick. But the thing that you said that stuck out to me first with Surtain was, if his name was Patrick Smith, we wouldn't be talking about. And that's maybe why I'm in my heart. Maybe that's why I'm feeling this way. Because I'm like, everybody's talking about him because that name. Maybe I could be totally wrong on this, and I'm cool with that. I could be totally wrong on this, big dog. But that's what I feel. I feel like everybody's talking about Surtain because them bloodlines, Alabama, he's 6'2", is, but I just feel like he's okay. He's average. I feel like he ain't a guy. If you like you said, if we're gonna go at 10, you already got a Trevin Diggs. Who can play man, he can play his own, and he can get aggressive at the line of scrimmage, and you can have him guard a top receiver on the team. If you're going to go at 10, you need to get an animal, not somebody who's like, oh, he can fit the scheme and do this. No, I need an animal. If we're drafting that, if the Cowboys are drafting at 10, I need an animal.
Right.
I need somebody who is nasty, just like you said. Now, the only thing I worry about with Farley is this, and I'm going to ask you this.
Okay.
I feel like Farley could be boom or bust because he has all those good oodles and noodles.
Yeah.
Oh boy, when you watch him on tape, Marcus, you be like, gosh, we need him.
Yep.
Because that speed, that makeup speed. Because see, he used to play quarterback. Check this out. Did you know he used to play quarterback in high school? And his senior year, he had like 59 touchdowns. He rushed for like 20. He had 59 touchdowns his senior year. Like 21 passing, 37 rushing. Rushed for like 2,500 yards as a quarterback. He came in at Virginia Tech as an offensive guy. He was thinking, he was already telling everybody, I'm coming here and make moves. So now you switch him to the defense, and this is what I like about this, because they did that with Trevin Diggs, because Diggs came in at Alabama. Offense receiver, which that helps you when you play receiver, because I've done it. I play receiver and then I play cornerback, and I know it helped me because I knew where receivers were going, and it helped me to break on the ball, know where routes were going, to feel them easier, put my hand in them easier, because I knew concepts and routes where they were going. So I felt like a smoother feel for it.
Yeah.
So I feel like that helps. But dog, when you watch him, he's so good. But like you said, hasn't played a lot there. Has some injuries. I feel like he's super boom, or he could be bust.
And that's what really scares me about Farley, why I would take Horn over him. Those back injuries ain't no joke.
Yeah.
Especially when
you should know about Tyron Smith.
Yes. Exactly. You had surgery in college on your back.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen when you play big boys and you trying to tackle a running back in the open field? Is that back gonna hold up?
And let's keep it real. I'm just saying my opinion. I watched him. He's not great in the run game. He don't tackle. He don't tackle, dog. He makes business decisions. I worry about that.
He does. You're right about that.
And I know you don't pay a corner. You pay him to cover, but you gotta tackle, dog. And I don't like his tackling. I don't like it at all. Whereas a JC Horn, he don't give a hell.
Yeah.
Jason Horn don't give a hell. And I think that's because your daddy didn't give a hell, because I watched your daddy. Your daddy didn't give a hell. And your daddy was so damn good in the league. And I feel like them bloodlines, I feel like, because I can see how he plays, I feel like you play like your dad, but just on defense. You feel me? Because it's like you play just like your pops. Now, this is what I worry about with some JC Horn. I'm gonna ask you this.
Yeah.
I feel like he's grabby.
Uh-huh.
He grabby. You're gonna get pulled, you're gonna be flagged in the league for that. He grabby.
Yeah.
And now I need to see. Now you said he was fast. I need to see, are you fast? Because I need to see your time when you do your 40 in the combine or whatever. I need to see that time because I little worry about the long speed. I feel the short speed, but I worry about the long speed. And I worry about the grabbiness because he is hella grabby. If a receiver gets past him, he will grab the hell out of you. That's what I worry about, because they're going to flag in the NFL.
Now, I haven't played corner a day in my life. You can look at me and tell that. But when I watch him play, this is what I see that gets him in trouble. He knows he's the best player on the field, and he'll take chances against a receiver. And when he takes that chance, if he guesses wrong and takes that wrong step, that receiver will get on his ass. And he'll try to play catch up and use those hands as a part of his catch up. That's what I see often with him. Like when he gets in trouble, it's because he's guessing. And that's because he just thinks I'm just that great.
Right.
Now I like that in terms of that mentality, but that'll definitely get you in trouble in the league.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, I'm not feeling bad about it, but that's something that he's gonna have to check, and they're gonna have to work him in the building, because I feel like that is gonna be something, and especially if a veteran quarterback sees that, he's gonna come after you and attack you and exploit that, especially if you're a young rookie. That's gonna be, but I'm not gonna be mad. I wouldn't be mad if you got Surtain, but this is what I feel about him, just like with Diggs. Now, if you got a Surtain in a second round, I ain't going to be tripping as much. That's the way I felt about Diggs. I like Diggs. I was saying Diggs all day last year, but I didn't want him in the first round. I like Diggs a lot, but I want you in after first round. And that's what happened. I felt great. And that's what I feel like a Surtain. Oh, he's cool, but I don't want him at first round. If you're going to go first round at a 10th pick, then you need to get an animal at that pick, especially at the corner position. You don't need to get a guy that you feel like, he's going to be good. No, you need to get a dog at 10.
I agree. Exactly. And that's my whole point with Horn.
Yeah. So
I can name a bunch of guys, second, third round, who could probably be just as productive. They may not come in as
name some, throw some names out there for us. Get me knowledgeable, because I know some of the top half guys, but I haven't gotten the middle packs.
I'm gonna give you a guy I think will go second probably, and then a couple guys I think will go third.
Okay.
Second round guy, Melifonwu from Syracuse.
Yeah, I did a video on him. I like him.
Yeah. I mean, it's Syracuse. He played in that cover 3 kind of zone, but the athleticism, it just jumps off the screen.
Ridiculous. And he's big too. He's a full 6'3", 215.
Exactly, full. Now, these are a couple guys that I like that a lot of people want. There's some 4 or 5 guys, but they're 6'2", number 1. One of my favorite corners for the past 2 years, Paul Adebo out of Stanford.
Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about him. I got to check him out.
His feet, you play DB, so you would know. When you look at his feet, don't look at his feet. Please, you'll hate him. But look at him when the ball's in the air. Every time I watch him play, I try to take my mind off this, but I see Xavier Howard in college, because I was huge on Xavier Howard coming out. I see Xavier Howard in terms of ball skills and technique above the waist. Xavier Howard has some bad feet too, if you go back and watch him. And he was a 4-5 guy. Another guy, I like Tyson Campbell.
From Georgia?
Yep.
He's just a little on the slim side, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's raw too. He was a former receiver.
Okay.
But the athleticism is going to jump out. And if you put him in a zone and you teach him a zone, I think by year 2, you got a baller. Now, another guy that I like, he's starting to climb up people's draft boards. I don't feel the same way about him. He's a good, solid player. That's Kelvin Joseph out of Kentucky.
Yeah, that's everybody been talking Jeff.
Yeah.
All of them been talking about him.
Kelvin Joseph is still a 3rd round guy to me. But in college, he played man and he played cover 3. So, and he played it very well. So you want to bring him in day one, he already understands all the concepts.
Right. And I feel like, because Westery was over there at Kentucky and they played heavy zone and cover 3 over there. And I
Yep.
feel like, I mean, you still got, and I'm not saying these guys are great. I'm just saying I want to see more Westery. I mean, I know it was a small sample, whatever, but dog, he looked like a big old gazelle animal out there, dwarfing AJ Green. I love looking at that size, dog, and I just want to see some more of that. And then, I mean, Maurice Kennedy is coming back. I mean, I'm not saying, Maurice Kennedy, but what I am saying is he played adequate over at Baltimore and the teams that he was with, and he's coming back. I don't think Rashard Robinson was trash with us, and he was young. He's a solid 6'2", and he's hella aggressive on that line of scrimmage. One thing I liked about Robinson, I wasn't like, Rashard Robinson, but one thing I liked about him, he was hella aggressive every single play. He was hella aggressive, always in your face, always trying to make tackles. I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? And he's still young. You feel me?
Yeah.
So those guys that you were mentioning, I like Melifonwu. I didn't, when I first heard his name, I said, hell no.
you remember the older brother?
Soon as I heard it, I said, nope. Because his brother, nope. And I seen the size and I seen the athlete. I said, nope. He gonna do this. He gonna be soft like his brother, but he doesn't play like his brother. He does play more physical. I feel like he's more into football maybe than his brother was. I just from what I see. And I feel like, you definitely let him slide, which I don't think he may, because if he turns up in a combine this year with those measurables, if he runs like a 4.4 with that size or something, dog, he's getting drafted higher. You're not going to see him later.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I definitely like him on a back end with us. But we need a starter opposite of Trevin Diggs.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? We need a starter opposite of Trevin Diggs, and we need a dog. And, we'll see how that really goes. Now, we were at defense tackle. We're going to go everywhere, y'all. We was at defensive tackle, right? So you named some guys, but then I said I was going to do a video, and I know I think you had one of the guys in there, Tyler Shelvin. I was talking about LSU, and then Tonga from BYU. Tell me about Shelvin first. I'll tell you what I think about him, and you tell me. Just in the quick looking at Shelvin, you ain't moving his big ass.
That's the first thing I was gonna say.
Now, that's a one tech. Now, the other guys we talked about, they could play some 3. That's 1, 0 or 1. That's it. That's where he's staying. That's what he's doing. He's holding up double teams. He's keeping your linebackers clean, and he not gonna get you 5 sacks in a season. He ain't doing all that. But dog it, that big boy gonna keep people clean, and he got pretty good feet. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Like the only problem is I worry about when you that big, how big? Because I heard he got up to almost 400 pounds at LSU. That's concerning to me. Weight's going to be an issue. I worry about if you get paid, are you going to eat yourself out of stuff? Those guys like to eat, dog. I'm going to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? They like to eat. They put them on contract restrictions, on weight restrictions and things like that. That's what I worry about him. And he opted out, so I didn't get to see a 2020. What's your thoughts on a Tyler Shelvin, just in general and for the Cowboys?
I mean, you hit the nail on the head. Like I was going to say the same thing. Once he comes off the line, he's not going anywhere. He's going where he wants to go.
Yeah.
Now, like you said, the problem with that is he is so big. How many snaps can he give you? Now, we all want that big guy to keep our linebackers clean. But that may be the point where it's okay, he might be a little too big, because I don't even know if he can give me 20% of the snaps. Can he even run on and off the field on time to get in the plays? But I like him as a player. He gives you some penetration, which for a big guy you like to see. He knows how to use his hands. He knows how to split double teams. Very good. But again, will he eat himself out of the league? Like you said, just 100%.
I worry about that. Now, here's my thing. Let's say if you re-sign Antoine Woods, then I know you can rotate snaps, because then I feel like Antoine Woods is more optimal in, I have snaps, and if you can slide both of those guys, especially a guy like that who can hold the point of attack, you know, hold that center and guard, and then you can bring
Right.
another guy behind him, you know, to rotate him. Then I feel good about that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I said, I worry about that weight. Anytime a guy's that big, and it's not like, let's say, Tonga. Let's say you see him
Right.
like in the three. I don't feel like that would happen with him. Where I will see with a Shelvin, I feel like
Right.
his weight is, no disrespect to you, Shelvin, I feel like it's a sloppy 350.
Yep.
You feel me? One of them where your jersey's hanging out and your stomach hanging all over your jersey and your pants and stuff. Them the ones I worry about eating 50, 60 wings in a night and just going hammer time. I worry about when you get a big paycheck, you're gonna eat it all. So I like Shelvin, but I really, really worry about that weight. So he got to come later for me because I can't take him nowhere high with that weight. That's a weight concern for me. So
And
go ahead.
You mentioned Woods. I don't want Woods playing 60% of the snaps. I need
I don't want Woods playing no 60% snaps either.
Right.
Hell no.
That's what I was about to say. That's one of the reasons I be off Shelvin. I need a nose who can give me at least 50% of the snaps. If Shelvin's only giving me 30%, that's way too much on Woods. So I got to get a guy who can come in and give me a little bit more production.
Right. So now let's talk about Tonga from your boy
BYU.
Yeah. Now that boy, he's to me, he's a true 0 and a 1. He's not playing three, he's not doing that. He's another big boy in that middle. He's gonna stay in that middle. Now, them, like, once again,
Big Samoans.
And they're active. They're gonna go hard every play. I like that. And here's my thing about this draft this year, Marcus. You know, we've seen like Vita Vea when he went 12th. I wanted him so bad, but we couldn't get him because 12th. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But now here we're in a position, Cowboys are in position to finally get this one. The one tech that you finally want.
Right.
Don't mess this up because I think you need to get 2. If you got 10 picks, you need 2 D tackles this season.
100%.
And when I watched Dan Quinn under him, he hasn't drafted a D tackle under 305. So I feel like you're going to get at least 2 of them because he does like the defensive tackle position. What do you think about a Tonga coming in and coming on the team?
I like Tonga a lot. When he plays, he looks like he's in a fist fight.
Don't he? Angry.
Oh yeah. It's like you tried to smash my girl or something. And you gonna handle this.
He be mad as shit.
Yes. I like a nose tackle like that. And that's what we need on that line because we got a lot of passive guys up there. We need somebody that's gonna come in and play angry and get some hype going. Now you talk about those Samoan guys. There was another one I like, kid out of Ohio State. Tommy Togiai.
If my dog Montana 808, he keep telling me make a video, is coming, dog.
Yeah.
That's who, and because they said he hadn't really played a lot, but he turned up the end of the season.
Yes. Very limited snaps, but when he plays, he's playing with his hair on fire, like literally.
Dog. We need that.
Yeah.
I think that's what we need. We really need guys. I'm not saying guys are lazy, but we need guys that, like you said, hair on fire, dog. Like I love that. I love that little quote. I might use it, and I will give you the credit. If I say hair on fire, I'm gonna say that's my dog, Bluff City. He said it, not me. But I feel like that because it's so poignant. Hair on fire. Play with your hair on. Like, you know what it is when somebody's hair is on fire, dog. They're playing crazy. They're playing animalistic, and that's what we need. We need attitude on this defensive line. I don't want to bring defensive tackles that are just okay. I want to bring in these guys that are dogs. We need dogs that we're drafting to push people. It needs to be competition every single year. When you draft these people, you want to draft these people to push the people, not just that to get the people or as just at depth. No, I want that if my starter gets hurt, I feel comfortable with sliding you in and we're not missing a beat. We need to get players like that. And this, you're not far off with your talent already, Marcus, because I compare the season from 24 to 2015 to 2016. Because remember, they had the major injuries, 4 and 12. But you weren't never, I don't know about you, but I wasn't looking at the Cowboys in 2015 like, damn, we got to start over. I was like, all we need is a few players. because we good. We just need a few players, and we right back at it. And that's what happened. You went from 4-12 to 13-3. I think it can possibly happen with this team as far as with the picks, because you saw how many they played last year, and they played well. And I mentioned this before. I feel like you got 2 extra picks because Reggie Robinson got no tick on the field,
and Francis
Bernard, and Bradley and I.
Yeah,
they got no work. So those are extra draft picks that are coming back: a defensive lineman, linebacker, another linebacker, and a corner safety.
Yep, I'm right there with you.
So you feel me? That's why I'm feeling good about the situation we're in. So I know we're going all over the place, but who cares? It don't matter. Let's talk some linebackers.
That's what it's all about.
Let's talk some linebackers, big dog.
Before we go, let me just mention one D tackle that I really like.
Mention them.
My guy Jabril Slater from Florida, and I know Mendoza's gonna back me up on this one. He's a 350-pound guy, but he doesn't look like it.
That's what Boss Cowboys mentioned him. They said he's huge.
He's 350, legit. But if you looked at him, you would think he was about a 320, 330-pound guy.
Really?
A big cut athlete for his size.
I'm gonna watch him. Okay.
Here's the problem with him.
Okay.
He has no clue what he's doing on the football field. You can't put him in at a start. This is a guy, if you got an extra 5th or a 6th and he's still there, you take him. Like, don't even hesitate.
He's developmental.
In 2 years, he could be Dalvin Tomlinson. Like,
is he lazy?
No, he's not lazy. He has no clue what he's doing.
Okay.
When he first came to Florida, they played him at 3 tech at 340. And he was penetrating.
Really?
He just had no clue what he was doing when he got there. Then they put him at nose tackle. He could hold his own, but again, he has no clue what the definition of a double team is. Guys that just come at him is like, who is this? And he just has tunnel vision. He'll beat the guy in front of him. He needs work with his hands, and he needs to work on finding the second player that's coming at him. Mm-hmm. If somebody can work with that, he has potential.
Now, is it something that, it's awareness, but do you think that awareness could be taught? Is it, do you see when you watch him, is he instinctual at the line of scrimmage? Because you said that he don't know where things are going. What do you think that's really is? Is he not instinctual enough, or has he just not played the position?
In terms of the 1 tech, I would say he hasn't played the position.
Okay.
I think he has good enough instincts to come in and contribute. I just feel like he's one of those guys they didn't get a chance to really work with. Because in college, you only have so much time to spend with these guys.
Exactly. Okay.
And
now, before we talk about finish what you was going to say.
I was just about to say he was kind of one of those freak guys that they just brought on the field and just turned him loose. Mm-hmm. You can tell he wasn't really worked on. It was like, it's 3rd and whatever. Mm-hmm. And we need to get a pass rush in there to get in the quarterback's face. Let's put this big kid in there and just watch him push a guard back and help a defensive end make this sack.
Okay. Well, like I said, Boss Cowboys, he mentioned them to me, and now you're mentioning them to me. I'm going to go check him out this weekend after they drop these tapes. Now, there was another guy, this is all briefly before we jump off the defensive tackles, named Bobby Brown from Texas A&M.
I knew you were going to break it up.
Now, some people been talking about him. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see it. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I see the size is ridiculous. 6'4", 340. I mean, like, you could see it, but I don't know. It just feel like you don't be playing football. Something about you don't be playing football, dog. Like, you don't be playing football. Like, I see where everybody's geeked, and I just want to ask your opinion.
Teach right there. And you actually brought this up to me because I actually like Bobby as a player. He's one of those guys, 4th, 5th round. And then you were like, you see he doesn't play. And I started to watch a couple of games, and he could have literally been on the field with some popcorn. Like I'm a spectator at this point.
Oh, he'd be chilling.
He'll lay on the ground. He'll come off, and then he almost does this.
Dudes are blocking him that should not block him at all. Like, he should be manhandling people at the line of scrimmage. He should be utterly dominating with that size and athletic ability and physical traits. and he just doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So I've been hearing people talking about him. I'm like, no. And if you even got him in a later round, I still would be like, man, I don't know, dog, because I just feel like he just I don't know. I don't know if he's lazy, but just not there to me.
Now, what people told me was, and I looked out for this, A&M was just such a high octane offense that he would get on the field so quickly, and he just wasn't conditioned. And then when I watch him, it's like, nah, he just ain't playing.
Dog, that's what
He ain't playing. I know what gas looks like.
Yeah, you feel me? Like
Right.
I'm like, nah, dog, you chill too much. You chill. I don't want that. So I just want to get because I was like, I'm gonna mention this name to him because I think we was in the group. Somebody was hyping him. I said, hell to the no.
You got me on that one.
I said, hell to the no. Nope, don't want that.
Yep.
All right, so let's talk some linebackers right quick, big dog. So, I know we ain't getting no Nick Bolton because we ain't Dallas ain't drafting him at 10, and I don't feel like he falling to 44.
Right.
But I like Nick Bolton. But name me a guy that you think a linebacker that you could see the Cowboys getting and making some headway.
In the first round or just anywhere?
Let's say 10th. Is there a linebacker you would take at 10th?
Joker.
Everybody's saying, dog. Why everybody want to take him at 10th? Why everybody want to take him? You tell me. Give me your case. Give me your case for the Joker.
Turn on the tape. He has everything you want in a linebacker except size.
You're right.
He can cover. He'll get in the trash.
He's not scared of the trash at 215.
None whatsoever. If a guard's coming at him, he has the ability to evade them.
Yes.
And it's crazy considering how small he is, how he can evade a guard coming at him and still make the tackle. He'll give you every bit of that 210 pounds in the hit. And I love that about him. He can carry a tight end. He can rush. He can cover. He does it all. It's just the two concerns I have with Dallas not taking him. Number one, the size. He could play strong safety in the league. We just don't know. Number two, the more concerning thing, I just can't see Dallas moving Jalen Smith to Sam like they should. They just love him at will. When I saw him last year being our dime backer, I almost turned the TV off. Like, are they not watching the same game we watching?
And then them offensive teams were like, yeah, yeah, there he is. He on the field. Let's exploit this. I mean, and I totally get that with you as far as the first round pick. Now, that's the only thing with the Joker with me as well is that size. I mean, because just like you said, when I watched him, I was watching him with against Alabama, and I watched some other tape with him. I love how he has no care for his body. He don't give a hell. He will hit anybody and anything, anywhere, anytime. And one of the things, like you said, I coached football, youth football, and for about 15 years, and there were certain players that we just seen that when they came on the field, you're like, dog. You just like watching him. Like at practice, you just want to do plays like defense. You just like, I'm going to make all kind of schemes just for you. You get what I'm saying? Because you just so damn good. That's what the Joker is to me. The size is concerning because it's going to be different in the NFL, dog. And I feel like I don't want him to play a strong safety. I feel like he is a linebacker. He's just small. But I feel like he's a linebacker. He has the mentality of a linebacker. He is a linebacker. And like you said, rarely do I see guys like when you have a guard or a tackle or anybody coming after him where he just knows. I can't explain it. You can't teach what he knows, like where you can't block him. He already knows where to spin, his hand placement. He knows where to move. He knows where to slide. It's this, man, it jumps off the screen. But like you said, here's my concern as well. If you were to pick him at 10, Marcus, would the Cowboys, and this is, I said, the problem with the Cowboys, we get these a dynamic player and we don't know what the hell to do with him.
Yep.
You get a JOK at 10. Does Dallas really know what to do with him? Because I see these other teams that get them, they're like, ooh, I'm about to change up this defense because I got you, and I'm about to do this, this, and this. But the Cowboys are so this way, this way, this way. We mess up the talent, hold it, waste it. They go somewhere else. They turn the hell up.
Right. If we were to draft a guy like Joker and Antoine Woods is still our starting one tech, we may as well just count down the time for 4 years to be up and him to be gone, because we would completely waste his talent.
For real.
You got to protect him. You got to let him do what he does, like you said. And we have a problem with that. And I still just don't see them putting Jalen at Sam linebacker like he should be.
Yeah, I agree. He shouldn't be at the wheel, dog. You got to cover. You got to cover. And think about this as well. The problem also with this is that when you see these defenses nowadays, they are mostly dime nickel packages. You're rarely seeing 3 linebackers on the field now because all these offenses are so pass heavy. And even the running backs that you're getting are pass catching running backs. Everything is versatile, tight ends, everything. So you need to have linebackers that can cover, period. If you don't have linebackers that can't cover, I don't know why you're drafting that old traditional linebacker of staying in the middle and getting 50 tackles a game. That ain't working because, yeah, he had 160 tackles, but once again, are they impactful tackles? One thing about JLK as well, in his 2 seasons at Notre Dame, he had 24.5 tackles for loss.
Yeah.
That means he's seeing the play, he's understanding it, and getting in the backfield before the play happens and blows it up. That's why we love Sean Lee, because Sean Lee can get on that field and recognize the play and see it before it happens and make the play. And I don't hate on Jalen, but that is concerning. As a linebacker, him and LVE, y'all need to be able to read and be able to see these plays, and you can't always blame the tackles not keeping you free when you're misreading a regular misdirection play. And we've already heard that people don't study like they should, and that's why you're missing those plays, because they're doing those things because you're falling for them. They're tricking you. And if you're studying in that film room, you know these things and you don't fall for that. That's what makes from good to great. And no matter what you're telling everybody in the media, we're seeing something else. And we need guys that are going to come in here, once again, like we talked about with the defensive tackle position and beyond, Marcus. They're going to come in, going to study, they're going to work hard, and they're going to know their assignments, because too many times blowing assignments are killing the Cowboys in critical times on the defense year in and year out.
Definitely. And we're not talking about small linebackers here. What is LV? 255?
255, dog. 6'3", 6'4". Jalen's
45, whatever. 6'3".
They should be physical and throwing up. They should be in that backfield. Like, and even 2018, they were good, but you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, I mean, you saw it, but it was like, LVE, number one, you need to stay healthy, dog. I don't care what you're saying no more. Don't talk about you gonna work out harder than anybody else. I don't want to hear that shit. Just stay healthy, dude. And we don't care about that. And Jalen, my opinion, shh. Don't talk, dog.
Pick up a playbook.
You pick up a playbook and study and stop living off that owner and all, you know. And I hate to even get on this, but that's the problem. When the owner is coming out, how don't you? I mean, come on, Marcus. Me and you okay, we're on the team, right? If my owner's coming out saying, "Did you see them? My guy for the water Payton Award, and he's our cornerstone," aren't you gonna be flossy in the media too?
Oh yeah.
Aren't you gonna say things like, "Yeah, all right, yeah, blah blah, go check this," because now I feel bulletproof.
Exactly.
And that's the way you carry yourself. And I feel like too much of that's going on in Dallas for too long, and that's why Dallas is mediocre, because that goes on for too long. Too much entitlement. Too much people feel like they're privileged. Too many people feel like they're okay. So you don't work as hard when it's like that. You don't. So that's just my rant. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to switch.
Man, everything you said was 100%. So
just my rant. You feel me? But let's talk about some other guys. JLK, we know about him. Let's talk about some other linebackers that you like. I got some names in mind, but I want to see how you feel about them. Throw some names out and I'm going to jump in there.
Well, I'm really high on Micah Parsons.
I like Micah Parsons a lot.
I like him too. His experience concerns me, but I feel like you could put him in day one as your Sam, and he can change the run defense because he's that special when it comes to playing downhill. And I feel like he has the potential to possibly play that middle, but we just don't know because we haven't seen enough of him.
Mm-hmm.
The reports that came out last month are very concerning to me.
I ain't tripping off that. I'm gonna keep it real.
Here's my problem with it though. If they're true, you know there's gonna be a photo or a video that comes out before the draft.
Yeah.
And the league ain't as progressed as we want to believe it is.
Right. You right.
And if we see anything that looks homosexual, they're gonna find whatever excuse they can to make them fall further and further down the draft.
True story.
That's my only concern with them. But everything else as a player, I love it. And I feel
like let's keep it real. I'm gonna just keep it real. If they come out and say some homosexual stuff or anything, he falls, I'm feeling good. Scoop him.
I would too. If he fell to the second, that'll be about as far as he will fall.
You feel me? Like if y'all saying that he fall, then scoop him. Let him say them dumb old rumors, whatever. Scoop him, dog. You get him in the second round because some stories like that, man. Scoop him.
Yep.
So give me some other guys.
All right, looking at my list, the only linebacker that I like that I think will be available at 44, because Xavier Collins won't be there, Nick Bowden won't be there. Baron Browning.
Oh, that's my guy.
He can play all three positions.
That's my guy right there, dog. That's my guy. Baron Browning. I love him.
If you build a linebacker in a lab, you're gonna build Baron.
That's
Browning.
him. That's him. I like Baron Browning a lot.
Great tackler, super athletic, great awareness. I don't know why at Ohio State he was rotating a lot because when he played, he balled.
Right.
I guess Malik Harrison was just that great of a player when he was there.
Malik got a lot of love, and I got to give a shout out to Malik because he went to school out here right out my way, probably like 20 minutes away from here. So I got to give my dog Malik a big shout out because he was representing the CO out here. So do your thing, dog. But hey, Malik was banging, but Baron Browning, he different, dog. Like he's 6'3", 240, athletic, will lay the wood on you. Yeah. And this is what stood out to me. He came back and he turned up the year before, and he could have really rode the wave and went to the NFL. But he came back, number one, because he wanted to get his degree, and number two, he wanted to improve and get better. I like that. And guess what else he is?
What's that?
He's a Fort Worth, Texas boy. He's a 817 boy, so he's a Texas boy through and through. So you know he gonna love that.
Oh yeah,
Ohio State came to the Cowboys for dog. Right. Get Baron Browning, Cowboys. Yeah, I don't feel like you're gonna regret it. Do you watch him in coverage? Dog, his hips, he's like textbook. Like, when they run those drills in the combine, when the linebackers he runs that to perfection.
Definitely.
I love some Baron Browning. We got to get him, dog.
Yeah.
Marcus, we got to get him.
I hope so. Like
he's one linebacker we have to get.
Yeah. Even if you have to trade up a spot or two, I wouldn't mind doing that because
we gotta get him. Right. We gotta make that happen. Name somebody else.
All right, we talk about coverage.
Go ahead.
I see my guy Buddha in the comments brought up Jabril Cox. Now he plays very well going backwards. Going forwards, I need to see a little bit more from him.
He don't be tackling, dog.
You can't take nothing from him in his coverage skills, though.
He can cover his ass off, but he don't be tackling.
He's a fourth round linebacker just because of the height, weight, speed, and the coverage ability. Because, like you said, this is a pass scale league. Now I don't know if that's because he went from the little boys to the big boys. Because North Dakota State ain't LSU in SEC football. So even if it's because of that, he's gonna need a couple of years.
Yeah.
So if I'm looking at a day 3 guy, I like him. I like Pete Warner from Ohio State as a 4th, 5th round guy. He's not Baron Browning, but he's pretty athletic. I give him that. The problem I have with him is he falls for a head move or a pump fake 90% of the time.
Mhm.
I don't know if you can coach that out of him. But if he's playing straight Sam linebacker and he knows his assignments, he could come in and start day one at Sam. I wouldn't put him anywhere else, but at Sam, he
Mhm.
can be a 7-8 year player.
Mhm.
Cameron McGrone out of Michigan.
Yeah, I seen some tape of him yesterday. Dog.
Super young,
I worry
but
about the Michigan players though.
yeah.
They got a bad label right now. I'm
They
scared
do.
of them right now. You know what I'm saying? But Maurice Hurst wasn't that bad at the Raiders, was he?
No, he wasn't, but I mean, he had the heart concerns coming out of
Right,
college
right,
too.
right.
So they
But he ain't
kinda,
really been turning up though, has he?
yeah, I mean, like there were literal concerns that he may fall dead on the field. So
Yeah.
they had to put him on an extreme constraint on his snaps the first 2
Mhm,
years. So we still haven't seen what Maurice Hurst can do.
mhm. Yeah, Michigan players right now, especially defensive linemen,
Yeah,
scare me.
yeah. Another guy, somebody put Monty Cox from Georgia. Third round guy.
Mm,
Third round guy. That's about all
later.
I care about him.
Yeah, later.
Yeah.
What
Another
about
one. Go ahead.
your boy from Auburn later?
What's his name?
KJ Britt?
Oh yeah, KJ Britt.
Later,
Um,
later.
small linebacker. I mean, he can come in and play, but yeah,
Yeah.
somebody you can pick up later.
Mhm,
Another guy I want to talk about
mhm,
would be a later guy,
mhm,
but I think he can come in and start at Sam,
mhm.
and that's Patty Fisher from Northwestern.
Patty Fisher.
Patty Fisher. He's probably gonna run slow,
Mhm,
but if you want a super smart linebacker who understands what he's supposed to do, and you only need to play him 40% of the snaps, and he never touches the field on obvious passing downs, Patty Fisher is a guy you can look at. He'll probably go 6th round because he may run a 4.8.
mhm,
Only Sam. That's it.
mhm,
Don't put him on the field when it's anything past second and long.
mhm. So do you feel like let's say you got a Browning, right?
Uh-huh.
Would you still take another linebacker in the draft? Would you take 2 linebackers or would you stay with 1? If
I
you got a
almost If you got Brown, and I would almost say you have to because you have to expect that LVE will be hurt half the season. Um, you may finally see the light and say Jalen needs to switch spots. They didn't play Gifford last year. They didn't play Bernard. So we don't know what the backups look like. We got to get somebody else in there.
Do you think Joe Thomas comes back?
I would bring them back because, again, we need that flexibility because we don't have a starting Sam right now, and we don't
Mm,
have a backup middle. So, yeah,
mhm.
I think we have if the price is right. But if I had Browning, he takes care of what Joe Thomas would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I honestly, I Joe Thomas is cool. Like I've liked Joe Thomas. He's been here, but honestly, I feel like the Joe Thomas experiment is over. I'm not saying I don't want him to come back, but I just feel like it's over. I feel like he wants more opportunity, maybe somewhere else too.
I can see that.
So I don't feel like he's gonna still want roles, and especially when he feel like, man, I could probably maybe get a starting spot here on one of these teams. I think he's gonna want some more tick, and I think that kind of just took its course. So
And
that's
I
why I
haven't
kind of
really looked at free agency yet either, so I don't know what linebackers are out there. I see Mendoza put Eric Wilson from Minnesota. I think he might be out of our price range. He had a really good year last year
yeah.
in terms
Nah,
of backup.
yeah. I mean, I've looked at some linebackers out there, in the on the free agent tip, um, but a lot of these guys that are young gonna cost money,
Yeah.
and if they're gonna cost money, Dallas ain't getting them.
Yep.
We're gonna go for them 30-year-olds that's cost about 4-5 mil and roll it like that. They ain't gonna get one of them young boys.
Right. Let
So
me bring up one more linebacker.
go
Nobody's
ahead.
brought him up yet, but let me go ahead and put it out there and beat him to the punch. And that's Dylan Moses from Alabama. Specimen. But
Inconsistent.
yes, you beat me to it. I can point out 2 plays every game where he leaves a guy completely wide open, and there's no question that's his man. Every game, whether it's LSU or insert whatever D3 school coming to get that check, he's gonna leave a man wide open at least twice a game, and that's concerning. But if you look at him from height, weight, speed, athleticism, you'll fall in love with him. But don't do it.
Well, see, here's my thing. Do you think he'll change that in the league, or do you think that's just who he is? Because some players, that's just who he is. No matter how I've coached them, no matter how good they are, no matter how talented they were. I've had a few kids. They just frustrate you, and you almost don't want to even play for. Almost don't even want you to play sports no more because you're so damn good and you don't really care. And it's just frustrating to coach you because 1 minute you'll make a great play. I'm like, oh yeah, and then the next play I'm like, oh my god.
Now, KMT in your comments, shouts out to you. He said, so he's Jalen with 2 knees. Actually, he had an ACL surgery, so he might be Jalen. He might be Jalen. That could be his problem. He doesn't trust that knee yet. But I couldn't touch him. I mean, day 3, maybe let him come on the special teams, earn a couple of snaps here and there. But nah, I'd rather touch about 6 or 7 other linebackers before I touch him.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I don't. One thing that the Cowboys need to do when they bring in these players, no inconsistent players, none of that goofiness. They need guys that are try hard players, go hard players. You don't need to be any of that stuff in the building because it's already permeated itself in there, and that needs to be cleaned out if they want to try to get on the mission to really they want to be consistent winners because that's not happening right now. Yeah. Now the last spot we're going to talk about is safety. I haven't really touched safety. There's a few guys I looked at. You know, everybody's talking about the Trevor Morwood kid. I don't know if there's a safety out there that's going to come in and just do the thing. Jeff's been talking about the other cat Washington, the small guy, as well. What's your thoughts on the safety position in general? And do you think there's a safety that can come in and actually make a difference for the Cowboys this year?
Safety is a bunch of guys in this draft. Somebody's gonna go first because somebody's gonna take a safety. I really don't see a first round safety in this draft. People like Trayvon Morig, I would describe him as a slower Grant Delpit. He looks good he looks good out there. He's gonna give you some splash plays. He looks pretty good in coverage, but he's not special in terms of safety. I think he's a strong. Oh, and what's up, J Tuck? I see you in the comments.
Yo, what's up, Tuck?
Yeah. I see a lot of people saying he can play free. I just don't see it. His instincts don't look that good to me. He's a very good reactionary player. If you put him on a guy, when that guy breaks, he knows how to break with him. And if he catches the ball for 3 yards, it's going to be a 3-yard catch. It's not going to be anything else than that. Other than that, nothing special. Washington, I like him a lot in terms of his deep coverage ability. Probably the best in the draft in terms of playing deep. Richie Grant's really going up the boards.
Yeah, everybody's been talking about him. Is he really that dude though? I haven't really got to watch him all like that. Is he really that dude? From your perspective, not from nobody else.
In this draft, yes. I mean, like I said, it's a bunch of second-round guys. I had Richie Grant as an early third-round guy until I saw the Senior Bowl and I saw those hips, and I see he can actually cover. And for a team that values a safety that can drop down and cover in the slot, he's going to be worth gold. But for this team, if we're running cover 3, I need a deep middle safety. And to me, in this draft, the best deep middle safeties are Darius Washington and Andre Cisco. Now, a lot of people don't like Cisco, and
he's maddening.
He has a lot of flaws. I can point them out to you.
Point him out.
His hips are stiff. His feet need work, but he can cover deep middle just as good as anybody. His awareness is high when it comes to scanning the whole field. And that's a talent that a lot of safeties don't have. Now, if I was playing him,
got speed, right?
And he's got speed. And I don't know if Dominique is here, Dominique White. I know if you follow him in the comments.
Yeah, he was in here a little bit.
Super knowledgeable guy. And just like J Tuck just put in the comments, he's raw. I can't blame a guy for being in the right place at the right time. I hear a lot of people saying, oh, well, a lot of his interceptions were tip passes. He had to be in a position to get those tip passes.
Right.
He had to be in a position to break on that play
Right.
and get that ball. I wouldn't play him at the line of scrimmage, but deep middle, I like him a lot.
And here's the thing. You think he's a true free?
I think he's a true free, yeah. A true deep free.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what we need. We need somebody that can cover that back end and stop getting beat deep. Somebody can really get some communication, but I really think they need to address the safety in the, you know, in this in the free agency in some kind of way as well. Just my opinion, because I feel like you got to get a vet in there. I mean, it's all good if you get one of these young guys as in the safety markets, but they're young. I just my opinion. We need somebody to come in and a starter now.
Yeah.
And then we can get that guy because, like you said, I don't think there's a first rounder safety in there. So if there's not that guy, then why put all that on a guy that ain't the guy right now?
Yeah.
We need a guy that can come in and get this stuff together right now and let this rookie learn, because you know the vet that you probably that you brought over here ain't gonna be here long because the way Stephen Jones does it. But let's get at least a credible vet in here so it can make this better. You know what I'm saying? And it can help Donovan Wilson, because I still feel like as much as I love Donovan Wilson, Jory's still out. We still need to see more of Donovan Wilson too.
Yeah, and I don't want to see him at free safety from what I saw last year. I know a lot of people want to agree with me on that one.
I mean, I don't think he's bad at free safety though.
He's not bad, but
I don't want him to be full time. Now he did play. He played more free safety than he did strong though.
Yeah, this year he did. Yeah.
So
necessity.
So that's what I say. I don't feel bad, and I feel like Donovan Wilson is the type of player, in my opinion, Marcus, that you can tell him this is what you need to work on. This is what you need to get better at, and he's going to go home. He's going to get in that tape. He's going to get in that lab, because I feel like he wants to be the best. Right. And that's why I think I liked him so much, because when I saw that at Texas A&M, when he got drafted, I did a video on him. I said, "There's this. This is exactly what I said. It's exactly what I said. I said, there's just something about this Donovan Wilson. I said, I don't know what the hell it is. I said, I don't know what it is. He's not gonna get drafted high. I said, but dog, there's just something about him, and I think that's it. That dogness, that I'm going hard every single play. And I feel like you saw how much better our defense played when he's there. So I feel like he raises the level of people. That's why you want those players, because they may not be great right now, but when they raise the level, much like a Dak Prescott, I wasn't going to talk about that, and I'm still not, but just saying, certain players, Marcus, raise the level when they get on the field. And I feel like Donovan Wilson is that type of a player where he's so into it. He's like, man, hey, I can't be slipping over here. Look at Donovan Wilson going nutty, smacking people, dog. I got to play. Exactly. That's what Donovan Wilson does. Right. Like that.
And if you look at him high school, college level, all he did was make plays and create turnovers. Same thing with Andre Cisco. You can say what you want about him, but when you turn on the tape, he's making impact plays. He may go third or fourth round because he has a lot of flaws. I'd gladly take him and put him back there.
Right.
But before we get out safety, because we got J. Tuck and Mendoza, I got to talk about Hamza Nasruddin from Florida.
Yeah, everybody been talking about him. What is he? Because I hear good things and I hear bad things.
I mean, he's just a big strong. If you need a strong that's gonna make a bunch of tackles,
I don't want that.
That's the guy.
I don't want that.
I'm with you. But if that's what you want,
I don't need Roy Williams part 2. No diss on you, Roy, but I don't need that. This is a whole different league now, Marcus. You know, like I know these safeties now, and they've already talked about that traditional safety, just like the traditional linebacker, where you sit in the middle and you make 30 tackles a game. That's done. That's not happening no more. You need safeties that are versatile, guys that can play multiple positions. That's why in the league, the way it's heading, defensive players, you need to be able to play multiple positions.
Right.
You got to be able to, if you're strong, you got to be able to play some free a little too, because you might have to be interchangeable. And that's the way this league is going, because the way these offenses are going. So guys got to be versatile. So I don't want no big guy that can just hit people all day at the strong safety. I don't want that, because you're going to get exploited. I need somebody who can play versatile, where you can interchange between a Donovan Wilson and a player. Maybe I'm playing Donovan, he's my strong, but I can slide you in free and slide him at the strong. You know what I'm saying? We need that, in my opinion. in the building and all through the defense.
Yeah. Yeah. And he uses his length well. He can carry a tight end. I just don't see him as being a great player in space in terms of coverage. I see in the comments we got another guy that we can hit on real quick.
From USC?
USC, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't see it in him. He's a late round guy. Sorry to tell you people.
Yeah.
He probably needs to go to wheel linebacker, honestly, because he plays to run through people.
Right.
He's a heat-seeking missile. If you're within his range, it's over with. But if you put a move on him or you're running a route, you can kill him. If I want a guy to come in with CJ and be a special teams warrior, kind of like Kayvon Frazier was a couple years ago, I get Hufanga in the 5th or 6th round, but I'm not putting him anywhere near free safety. And I almost wouldn't put him in strong safety. Just let him play special teams, and if I need a guy to shadow in a nickel or a dime situation, that's about it. I wouldn't hit the Troy Polamalu comparisons. That's an
Lord.
Yeah,
man, don't be doing that. And I ain't even see him, but you can't even say nothing like that if he ain't a first rounder. You don't even utter them voices. Now there's a name in here, Wake Up TV 13, Paris Ford mid-round. I'm cool on Paris Ford. I watched him at Pittsburgh. First of all, he ain't big. He's a for real 190. Like when they say he's 190, he's a for real 190. Now I will say this about him. He ain't scared. Like he will hit you. Like he is not scared to hit you, but bruh, he don't cover worth nothing. Like he was missing all kind of assignments. Guys were getting past him. Guys were getting deep on him. I'm cool on Paris Ford, dog. I'm good on that. And with that size, you definitely need to be able to cover better. And he don't do it. I'm cool on Paris Ford.
Right. It's not a lot of good coverage safeties in this draft, in my opinion, in terms of free safeties. And Mel Hayes asked why he's not a first rounder. I think that's what keeps him out. Normally, first round is reserved for free safeties. Rarely do you see strong safeties go in the first round unless they're really good at coverage, or they're just like alphas in the locker room, like a Jonathan Abrams or Jamal Adams. Those type of strongs will go first because you just see this guy can change my defense because he's going to come in and be a day one leader. If you're just a hitter, no, you're not going first.
And I think also with Richie Grant, I feel like people are going to be like, I'm not going to reach on that pick. I think he'll fall. So I'm going to chill and wait. And I feel like that's what will happen to him. I think that's why he will drop, because a lot of people are like, I don't got to jump out there in no first round to get no Richie Grant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to him
right.
at all. I just feel like teams are like, I don't have to do that. And I can get him in the second and still be great. That's just the way it's falling and the way the safety class is. You can get some guys. I think they need to address this safety, much like the defensive tackle. Both of those positions need to be addressed by the third round. Both of those positions need to be addressed. They can't be waiting till 4th and 5th rounds for safeties, and that's your first safety off the board. Or, even if you get a defensive tackle in free agency, unless you're getting like a Dalvin Tomlinson, you need to draft these defensive tackles and get them in a good enough round. Like you got 2/3 and 2/4, I believe.
Yep.
You need to rack up in them rounds.
That's the sweet spot of this draft too.
That's the sweet spot. That's the sweet spot. That's what we need. That's where the Cowboys need to attack and get those quality picks, because I think that's where it's going to really build that team. Them 4 picks in that 3rd and 4th, if you're keeping them, you better get quality players.
Yeah, because I can see the second round easily going 5 or 6 corners, 5 or 6 linebackers, all the running backs that you like. That's the running back round.
That second round is going to be a money round.
Exactly.
They're going to go nutty in that second round. You know what I'm saying? I feel like once they get past that first round, they're going to go nutty. And like you said, them corners, everybody that was kind of holding off, they're going to attack it. Because they're like, nah, we can't let them get past that second. So everybody's going to be going after them at that period of time. So I think that's what's really going to be happening, as a whole in this draft. But we're going to see, because it's right around the corner.
Yep.
I'm gonna ask you one thing before we get out of here, big dog.
Right. And I got a question for you about a player. I don't know. You want me to go first? Or you want to go first?
Let me. Should I go first? I'm gonna go first.
All right, go ahead. Do your thing.
Would you draft a quarterback?
Like first round, or would I take one? Period. I think we got to take one because we don't have any on the team right now.
Would you take one in the first round? With the
give me
way this stuff is falling?
Give me a couple more weeks to read the tea leaves before.
Yeah, I know, right? You feel me?
Yeah, you just don't know.
Exactly. What's yours?
All right, it's one more player. I don't know how to read this guy, and I know you know the name because people talk about him a lot. Javon Holland from Oregon. Do you think he's a corner or a safety?
I think he's low key corner.
Okay, I got him at corner too. I got him way down the totem pole though.
Yeah, I think he's a splash guy. Like he can make some splash plays, but I don't see consistency right there. And people were talking about him. I wouldn't touch him till later, like fourth, fifth, something like that. Fifth, for real, for me. I wouldn't touch him earlier than that. And it'd be those athletic traits and where you can play multiple positions where I'd be looking at it. But he's too splashy. You splashing and I don't see and hear about you, no nothing. I think it was that Oregon hype. You know, Oregon gets a lot of hype, dog. Or their players get a lot of hype over there. And I think their players get overhyped.
Thank you, Nike.
I'm just, you know what it feel like Oregon players get overhyped and they're good, but they ain't hyped like y'all be saying out there. They okay. So,
and I see people in the
comments, I want him later.
We don't hate Richie Grant. We just don't think.
I don't hate on Richie Grant. I didn't even seen him like that, so I ain't even the one to be saying I know Richie Grant all like that. So don't even hold me to it. I've seen a little bit of him, but all I'm saying is, I think teams will say, I don't have to get Richie Grant at 17 or 18. I can wait. And it's not indicative on the player. They're just feeling like I don't have to jump out there and do that, and I can get them and still feel good like in the second round. I don't feel like they're disrespecting or we are Richie Grant. I just feel like that's how the draft may fall because we've seen it. Are we just saying CeeDee Lamb? He dropped to 17th.
Yep.
Come on, dog. CeeDee Lamb nobody thought CeeDee Lamb was dropping to 17th. And we can definitely say he was a higher rated talent than that. It just happens. You know what I'm saying?
If Browning is gone and Marvin Wilson is gone, and I'm choosing between Richie Grant or one of the corners I like, I would probably take Grant over one of the corners.
Yeah. Over what? Farley?
No, I mean like in the second round.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Second round corners. I'd probably take.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I would definitely do Richie Grant second. At 44? Hell yeah. Because I feel like I could still grab a defense. That's where I'm going to hit that D tackle in that third and maybe that linebacker in them thirds. But I could get that safety in the second. If a Richie Grant falls, I can get that safety in the second. Load up on my tackles and linebackers. And then my thing is, what's that first pick going to be, though?
Yeah.
That first pick. Do you really think it could be a Pitts?
To be honest, I don't think Pitts makes it that far.
Really?
I think Pitts is that special. He's a weapon. I
really
really think he's that special. Looking at this draft.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Now,
but if he did,
yeah, it would be hard to pass him up. Like honestly, I know people hate to hear that, but again, this draft is weak up top. If I'm going purely off who I think can make multiple Pro Bowls and All Pros, and Pitts is there compared to some of these other guys, I would be hard to pass him up because of that potential.
Yeah, dog, because he receiver tight end.
Yeah.
He different.
And I know you talk about this all the time. We can make some phone calls on Gallup at that point.
Bruh, you picking him, I'm on the horn right then.
Exactly.
Because this ain't about no hating. This is about wheeling and dealing. And what one of the things that I feel like you got to do as an organization, when them players' contracts is coming up in 2 years, instead of waiting to the last minute and say, "Oh, no," you be looking at that contract with their 2 years left, and then you start. Me personally, if I was owner, I'd be on their social media. I'd be watching their social media, listening to their social media, listen who they talk, and if I feel like they talking some money, all right, we're going in the draft and we're getting your replacement because I ain't going to be able to sign you. You know what I'm saying? And do we really think that Michael Gallup is going to stay second fiddle to Amari Cooper and then now a CeeDee Lamb? No, he's not.
Exactly.
I don't care how much he say he loved Dallas.
Yeah.
He trying to get bread and he trying to get paid, and somebody out there going to pay him more than Dallas. So that's just my thing on that.
Before we go, we didn't touch defensive end. And I just want to say this one thing.
I left it alone because I feel great at it, but go ahead.
You feel great about the guys that we got in the draft?
No. I feel great. Okay. I feel great about a Randy Gregory and a DeMarcus Lawrence, and then I still would like you to bring back a Alden Smith. Not if it's definitely money worthy, but I think he's going to want to get bread. But if you could work out a contract with Alden, because I can slide him inside and out, I feel good about that. And then I still have a Bradley and I haven't seen with that. But I still want to get depth, definitely, because you still need young depth on that D line, so DN. So I definitely will look at it. School me on that, because I have not looked at no DNs, and I'm always looking at DNs. I ain't even looked at them this year.
Again, that's another one of those positions where I don't see a lot of first-round guys. Maybe the guy from Georgia. Kwity Paye will probably go first round just because of the athleticism, but I like to call him the short-arm bandit, because his arms maybe like 31 inches, and he's very compact. But he may run a 4.5 at 260, 270. Somebody's gonna look at him. But I just want all the Cowboy fans to get on your knees tonight and pray that Gregory Rousseau does
from Miami
not have a great combine. Yes, if he has a great combine and we start hearing that War Daddy talk again, and they take this big, stiff Frankenstein giant and put him at defensive end, we just wasted a pick. That's my nightmare in this draft, that they look at Gregory Rousseau with his 15 sacks, where he basically just stood up and walked into a guy, and then he have a good combine, and he's 6'7", 260, and we take the bait. I hope that doesn't happen.
Don't take the bait, Cowboys.
Please,
you heard it. He said, "Don't take the bait." What's up, Ruglot? Yeah, but don't take the bait. What's up, everybody in the building too, man? Don't take the bait. That's gonna be another saying. Don't take the bait.
Somebody said we're not drafting Greg. I didn't think we were drafting Taco that year, and look what we did.
Right.
Same type of guy. Exact same type of guy.
Well, maybe the Cowboys have learned their lesson, but I doubt it, because there's still a lot of lessons they need to be learning, and they still haven't. So I guess we'll just have to see, man. Draft is coming closer and closer, so it's going to be more interesting, because these things are going to change tomorrow, the next day after that. They're going to change every day, all the way up until this draft. People are going to go up, fall down, all kind of things are going to happen. That's why I don't like jumping in and talking about it in October, when that ain't even going to be close to what's going to be happening by April. You know what I'm saying? So we'll continue to see what's going on, man. But I definitely appreciate you coming on tonight, man. I've been waiting to have that talk with you about the defensive tackles. Like I said, your knowledge is ridiculous. I really respect people that come with that knowledge, man.
Appreciate that.
And I really appreciate you opening my eyes to some good players for me to look at, so I can study more. And that's why I like bringing other people on, because I don't know everything, and people be studying it, and I'll be like, damn, I didn't even see that from this player. Let me go check. And so that's why I like to have other people's opinions and thoughts, because they can definitely see something I may not, and it made me be like, yeah, dog, I wasn't even liking him, and then you told me that, and now I'm changed. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I really appreciate today, Marcus Jones, Mr. Bluff City, doing this thing, man. Let everybody know where they can find you. We always do this on the shows, but please go follow my man, dog, because I'm trying to tell you, if you trying to figure out information, you need info, you need to know things, you better get over here and follow this right here. Go holler at him, big dog.
Yeah, man. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. And I've been a supporter of you for multiple years. Like,
appreciate you
in this thing. We all trying to play catch up on you.
I'm just trying to work hard.
So yeah, guys. I see you got some great fans in the comments, guys. You've been bringing it all night. If you want to check me out, you can catch me every Thursday night, 7:30 Central Time. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter on the Cowboy Zone. go check out my page on Facebook, Bluff City Cowboys, to follow me. Also find me on YouTube. I'm trying to get my subscribers up.
Let's get them up. Let's get them up. Get them up.
So yeah, go to Bluff City Cowboys. Follow me on Twitter on Bluff Cowboys, and on Instagram is Bluff City Cowboys. I'm the type of guy, I love to do research. I call myself a football nerd, so I'm gonna look at players. I'm gonna look at contracts. I'm gonna pay attention to free agency. I'm a football fan whose favorite team is the Cowboys, so I try to keep my range wide on all things football. So if you guys just want to come, leave some good comments. Be sure to come check me out.
And you ain't no lie, man. I agree with that, and it's not a bad thing when you said you're a football nerd. I'm with that 100%. Because before I really got into this media thing, man, Marcus, I used to just get the draft books, the sports Streets and Smiths, and all those guys, Sporting News, and when they would have the draft, they'd have like a 500-page. And I would literally, my wife at the time would always be mad at me because we had a little table and it would be filled with all those books. And she's like, is that all you do? You just sit here and watch and read? You just read every damn player? And I'm like, yep, I read every damn player. And that's what I would do. So I really appreciate that knowledge you bring, especially not just with players, the contracts. You be knowing that stuff. You got to know those contracts. You got to know that it ain't just football. Right. You got to know those contracts, them years, because that's really what I really started getting into with those contracts, the years, understanding salary cap, concepts of how people get paid, because then it will help you understand the game of football better, because it ain't just football. That money changes everything. And when you see certain contracts and years, then you can see, well, why this player ain't playing. Well, look at that contract, or look where, look at that money, follow the money. That's why he's doing this. So that's why I'm not doing that. So please, once again, great time with you today. Please, and I don't just be saying this, I don't bring people on the show I don't like. I'm just giving no disrespect, bro. No disrespect. If I don't like you, ain't gonna come on my show. Not saying I'm all that, but if I don't like you, ain't coming on my show. It's just gonna be a waste. So, dog, please go follow. Information, knowledge, power. Knowledge is power, and this man has it, and he will really open your brains on a lot of things. And I just really appreciate you jumping in on with me today, and hopefully we can do some more shows beyond this, Mr. Bluff City.
Most definitely, man. Appreciate you bringing me in.
Yes, sir. So, hey, shout out to everybody in the comments. Y'all were great tonight. Y'all were thick. Y'all were deep. You know how we do. Goon Squad all day. All my guys, I love you to death. Really appreciate you. Keep on supporting and getting those subscriptions up. If you want to become a member, starts as low as $1.99. Like I said, I got Tonga coming from BYU. It will be dropping in the morning. And then right behind him, I will have Tyler Shelvin from LSU defensive tackle. And then we'll hit some other positions on the page. So make sure you go support those videos that I already have posted. Go like the videos if you like them. Comment how you feel about them, what improvements made, all that good stuff. I'm not scared of constructive criticism. So it's all good. So shout out to everybody. Big Game James, Silver and Blue Nation, Bluff City Cowboys. You know how we do. We appreciate you, and we'll be talking to you guys soon, man. Make sure you go out there and support us like no other. Cowboys all day. Peace.